Welcome to another episode of GDevelop. Let me quickly check, make sure everything's honky-dory. Okay. Right. So for today's video, I quickly want to add animations to my character. So if you can see, here's my game. It looks nice. Last time we used the tiled map editor. But as you can see, my character only has an idle animation, and it looks very weird when he moves about. So let's quickly fix that. In order to do that, if you double click on your character, you can see here, I have already gotten and set up the different animations. I have a run animation. We can see here, if I click on preview, there's my run animation. Let's change the speed a bit. There we go, that looks good. I have a jump animation, I have a fall animation. If the character gets hit, a hit animation, a double jump animation, as well as a wall jump animation. Right, apply. So now the animations are ready, but I need to tell the game engine when to switch from one animation to another. So how do we do that? Let's go to our scene events. Let us create a new event group. I'm going to call this one at the beginning. At the beginning of the scene, right? And I'm just gonna move this one over there and move this one in. Then I'm gonna create another one, and I'm gonna call this player animations to make it, close this one because I don't need it. Then something I wanted to change is Mask Dude. I don't want my player character to be called Mask Dude. I'm going to rename this object and I'm going to call it player so that I never get confused with anything. So now we have my player character, player. I have my player animations. I'm going to add a new event. Add condition. So I'm going to say if the player, okay, first I want two conditions to be true before I want my character to switch animations. So I'm going to use the AND event condition. I'm going to add AND. That means two conditions need to be met in order for the action to happen. So if all of these conditions are true, so the first one is player is on floor. If the player is on floor and the player is moving, so the player is on the floor, the player is moving, what should happen then? Very easy. I want the player animation, change the animation. Let me just see, change the animation by name, because I already have the animations, right? And the name is run. Okay, so if the player is on the floor and the player is moving, then set the animation on run. Let's see, preview. Boop, he's on the floor, but he's not moving. So the animation did not change. However, let's see, when I move the character, now he's got a run animation. The problem is, even though I'm not moving, the animation is still on run. So let's fix our events. So now I'm going to add another event. Do not put everything in one event, okay? I see a lot of kids make this mistake. It's always good to create a new event so that the script that is running does not confuse the computer and yourself. So anyway, add condition. Again, do you think you can figure out what we're going to do? Add condition, and I always use the and, keep it smooth. Now I'm going to say player is on floor. So if the player is on the floor, And if the player moving, we're going to go to moving, is moving, but I don't want is moving. I want the opposite of is moving. So I'm going to invert the condition. This makes it basically a not. So now you can see there's little red arrows there. This means that the condition has been inverted, meaning if the player is on floor and if the player is not moving, then this action will take place. That's the difference between these two. This one is moving, this one is not moving. So what should happen when the player is on floor and the player is not moving? Can you guess? Yes, we are going to change the animation. Change animation by name. Let's just type in here animation. Change the animation by name, this one. We're going to use the player object and the animation is called idle. That's it. Now preview, let's see, it runs. If we stop running, it idles. If we run, the animation change. Perfect. But now if I run backwards, he's still facing forwards. This is confusing and it's not correct. How do we fix that? Easy. We're going to create a new event, put it under our player animation group. We're going to say let's say key is pressed. So key pressed, let's make this one. Let's make, you know what? This is the easiest way. Simulate, key pressed or simulated. That's the one that you want. No, control pressed or simulated. No. I want key pressed. Left. Wait, player. So you go to player. I think they've changed it from key pressed to control pressed. Let's see. Yeah, key pressed, key left. Okay, there we go. So they've recently updated the engine and they've swapped control pressed and key pressed. So now it's called control pressed. So if left is pressed, then what should happen? Add action. The player, and we go to flip the object horizontally. Very good. Why do they have to flip the object horizontally? Flip the object horizontally. All right. Anyway, flip the object, and which object should they flip? The player. Good. Activate flipping. Yes. Okay. Preview. Let's see. We run and we run. There we go. But now, if I go in the opposite direction again, after I've run to the left, the sprite doesn't flip. Very easy to solve that. We just create a new event. So now we put it under our new group, add condition, player, control pressed or simulated, key, let's say right, the right key is pressed, then invert condition, no. Okay, if the right key is pressed, what should happen? Flip the player horizontally. Now let's go search, let's say flip the object horizontally, and we say no. The object player should not be flipped. It should be in its original state. Original orientation. So now preview. We can run to the right. We can run to the left, we can run to the right, and we can jump. But our jump still does not have an animation. So now let's fix that. Can you think of a way, by using what you've learned, to add a jump animation? Pause the video now and see if you can figure it out. Alright, if you have done the following, you have done a good job. So we're going to go to add condition. If the player is jumping, okay, if the player is jumping, what should happen? Add animation, player, right? Change the animation of the player. So we go to search for animation, change the animation by name, object, and the animation name is jump. Okay. If the player is jumping, set the animation to jump. While I'm here, I'm quickly going to add the falling animation. To do that, we add a new condition, add the condition, player is falling, okay, add animation, player, let's see here, animation, change the animation by name. The object that needs to be changed is player, and the animation name is fall. We've got it here already. Okay. Now, preview. We can go to the right. We can go to the left. We can jump. And there's a jump animation. And as you can see, there's also a fall animation. Did you see that? Let's see. Whee! Good. So now we've added some animations to our game. Excellent. I hope this helped. Give me a like and subscribe if you think this is useful. See you in the next episode.